in silently. With the build until you finally see. Whoa, it's taking over. Damn, no close, we moving closer. I just wanna be. Can't stay sober, looking over. Like moving boulders just to get out of the home. It's up. I've had enough.
Mohgwyn's Sacred Spear is one of the most brutal and rewarding weapons in Elden Ring. It is a weapon we obtain after defeating Mohg Lord of Blood and exchanging his remembrance with Enya at the Round Table Hold. This weapon is special because it combines physical damage with fire damage, along with an innate bleed effect that can melt enemies quickly. For this build, we are pairing it with the Blood Boon incantation, which spreads blood flames on foes for fire and bleed damage. The weapon scales primarily with strength and arcane, with arcane being crucial for maximizing both bleed buildup and fire damage from its unique skill, Blood Boon Ritual, which is a stab into the womb of the Formless Mother and can go up to 3 times, creating explosions of blood flame with each upper thrust. This skill has a wide AoE, therefore it's great for crowd clearing, and is probably the best at this in the entirety of Elden Ring. As for the Blood Boon incantation, this is a blood-based area of effect spell that scatters blood flame in a wide area in front of the caster, dealing fire damage and causing blood loss buildup for 30 seconds on enemies. It has low FP cost and can be cast while moving, making it very versatile in combat scenarios, especially against groups of enemies. We can also add the incantation Swarm of Flies, as it too can be devastating with its bleed damage on enemies. To maximize Mohgwyn's Sacred Spear, let's talk stats. We have 50 in Vigor for survivability against tough DLC foes, 20 in Mind to sustain the frequent use of Blood Boon Ritual, as well as Blood Boon Incantation, 25 in Endurance, 24 in Strength as minimum requirement to wield the spear, 25 in Faith for casting Golden Vow Incantation, and 60 in Arcane to maximize the weapon's bleed buildup and fire damage scaling. When it comes to talismans, here are the must-haves. We have the Fire Scorpion Charm for a 12% boost to fire damage, then we have Shard of Alexander, which amplifies the Blood Boon Ritual's damage by 15%. Next we have Lord of Blood's Exaltation, which enhances our attacks by 20% once bleed occurs nearby. Then lastly we have the Two-Handed Sword Talisman for a 15% raise to two-handed weapon attacks. To further buff the damage done by the weapon and incantations, we have the White Mask Helm, which boosts attack power by 10% after inflicting bleed on an enemy. Next, we have the Dragon Communion Seal, which allows our arcane stat to influence the bleed status buildup from Blood Boon and Swarm of Flies incantations, resulting in maximum damage outcome, as the seal has very high arcane scaling. From the Flask of Wondrous Physic, we have Flame Shrouding Cracked Tear, which raises fire attack damage by 20%. Next, we have the Blood-Sucking Cracked Tear for 20% boost to all attack types at the cost of HP drain. And finally we have Golden Vow Incantation for a 15% boost to attack power. Mohgwyn's Sacred Spear's melee attacks and its Blood Boon Ritual skill are heavy consumers of stamina, so be sure to employ the Pickled Turtleneck for its 22% boost to stamina recovery speed. There you have it. That is my Lord of Blood build prepared for the DLC challenge on New Game at level 150. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next one.
a curse upon thee.